Greetings and salutations, and good morning, good evening, good night, or good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Davis Tallow coming at you here with a regular Monday morning Rocky Mountain ranking. And I hope you enjoyed the last ranking, Saturday morning special, where we ranked Dream Theater's Awake album. Wasn't too long, but that's okay. The shorter video I do, the less time it takes to upload. Hopefully that'll be being solved here in the next few months. They're putting in fiber optic out here in the countryside, and they got some interesting packages all the way up to 1,000 megabytes. So we'll see. But you've been putting the lines in and stuff, and I'm just waiting for them to send out notices on when we can connect. In fact, I got a thing right here. A company called Connects. I'm not plugging them, I'm just mentioning this. That's who's putting it in. We got 100 megabytes to 1,000 megabytes. And pretty reasonable prices there. So anyway, that's what we're here to discuss. We're not here to discuss infrastructure and computers and stuff. We're here to discuss a little band from England called Deep Purple. And if you watched the last rankings Saturday, I hinted at either being Deep Purple or Fate's Warning. I almost went with Fate's Warning, but I thought, no, Davies, quit chickening out, do Deep Purple. I mean, they've got a lot of albums, but Fate's Warning is not too far behind them. So anyway, we'll do Fate's Warning probably next time. So let's get into this. For those who don't know how this works, I start with my least favorite, work over to my favorite. This is my least favorite. Doesn't mean I hate it or wish it would go away. It's just I don't reach for it as much. Oh, and also I gotta apologize for Saturday's show. The sound, I don't know what this mic worked great, but I also got a mic on my camera, and that's what was recording Saturday. I thought it was this mic right here, and I'd had to re-record that show twice, and when it came, I heard the sound. I'm like, no, people will just have to turn up their sound. This I was not going to do again. I had to go to sleep, to bed, and I usually record these the night before. And I had to go to work Saturday, and I was already in a cranky mood. So anyway, enough of the cranky moods. On with the show. Starting out, there's 21 albums. Officially, there's 22 albums, but I'm not going to include the last one. I believe it's called Turning to Crime. I'm not going to include that one. I've heard it. It's just covers. So I'm not. It's good, but I don't have it, and I don't want to include it. So anyway, Deep Purple started out in 1967. Was basically brought about by Chris Curtis. Former drummer of the Searchers. His vision of Deep Purple was totally different. In fact, the band was going to be called Roundabout. I believe, in fact, I think that's what it was. Where is it here? Roundabout. I think that's what it was called. Yeah. supergroup called Roundabout, where band members would get on and some would get off, and just different scenarios. And from what we've seen over the years, I think Chris Curtis's vision has kind of come to fruition here, because there have been band members that, the original band started out was with Nick Simper, Ian Pace, Rod Evans, Richie Blackmore, and John Lord. Of course, then Nick Simper and Rod Evans left the band, and then Ian Gillan and Roger Glover got on, and then they left, and, well, the whole scenario there. If you're a band, Of course, nowadays we got Ian Pace as the only original member left. He's been there since 1968 from the get-go. Roger Glover joined the band in 1969. He left for a bit, after 1973. Of course, was replaced by Glenn Hughes. Ian Gillens, he's been off and on a couple times. Don Airy, of course, replaced the great John Lord. And wait a minute, what is this? Oh my gosh. I did not know this. Steve Morris has left Deep Purple. Simon McBride? Now this is interesting. I did not know this. Let's see here. Let's see, in March 2022, Steve Morris announced that he had to take a hiatus from the band after his wife was diagnosed with, oh my gosh. Oh no. His wife's been diagnosed with cancer. I had not heard this. Matt, oh man, my prayers and heart goes out to the guy and his wife. I mean, I lost a good friend to stage 4 breast cancer. I mean, it's a matter of 2 months. She was gone. I mean, she got sick, had weird pains going around in her body. She was having a hard time eating. She was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, and a week after, she was gone. I mean, it was just... So I just hope they got this diagnosed soon for Steve and his wife. So apparently it's just going to be a temporary hiatus. So Simon McBride is Sweet Savage is going to be standing in for Morris. We'll see how it goes. But, my prayers and heart goes out to them. I mean, I hope everything works out. Cancer, man. Don't. In fact, I got to go for a screening this coming Wednesday. So don't mess around. Stay on top of things. Stay on top. The older you get, the more chances you have of getting stuff like this. You got to stay on top of it. So anyway, let's get on with it here, and we'll just cross our fingers and pray that everything works out for them. That's a shocker. I didn't realize until I was reading the current members, and Simon McBride. I'm like, where's Steve? So, anyway, that's who is in the band currently. Former members, of course, John Lord, who passed away in 2012, Richie Blackmore, Nick Simper, Rod Evans, Glenn Hughes, David Coverdale, Tommy Bolin, who passed away in '76, Joe Lynn Turner, and of course Steve Morris, who hopefully will be back. Chris Curtis, like I said, started the band out, but he never was in the band once they became Deep Purple. He was getting into drugs, and he was too unpredictable, and they basically told him, "Well, sorry, Chris, we'll take it from here." So, and I think he passed away a number of years ago. But anyway, we won't get into that. So anyway, on to the rankings. So we're gonna have. I'm not including the most current album. I'm going to go from Shades of Deep Purple to Whoosh. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Coming in at number 21 is the only album with Joe Lynn Turner. Of course, that is Slaves and Masters. Decent album. Joe Lynn Turner does a good job, though a lot of people don't care for this album, don't like this album. Of course, this comes on the heels of Ian Gillan and Richie Blackmore having another one of their tiffs. You know, they get back together, put out 2 albums, and then Ian goes on his way again. Why those two can't stand each other? It's been asked of them, and they will not give a really clear, straightforward answer. That's just they don't like each other. So anyway, you know, decent songs. Though it's more of a pop, you know, pop hits. You know, starts out with King of Dreams. This is a good opener. The cut runs deep, kind of like that song. It's a good song, rocking song. Fire in the Basement's all right. Kind of goes downhill from there for me. Truth Hurts, Breakfast in Bed, Love Conquers All, Fortune Teller, Too Much Is Not Enough, Wicked Ways. You know, starts out kind of strong, but kind of diminishes. But still, you know, it's not a bad album. It's just could have been better. There's the Players right there, Joe Lynn right in the middle. So anyway, that's number 21. Moving right along here. Okay. Also, I forgot to mention. This came out in. When did that come out in? Forgot to mention the year on there. No, it really doesn't matter, but it matters to me. 1990. Okay. So anyway, coming number 20 is an album that, you know, some people, well, the majority I've found like this album. It's okay, but I just think it could have been a little bit better. You know, last album to feature John Lord prior to his departure in 2002. This was released in June 2nd, 1998. Also, second album to feature Steve Morris on guitar. Because I'm talking about Abandon or Abandon. Decent album, great production. You know, Roger Glover doing his magic once again. Kind of starts out kind of strange. You know, a fool, no dat. It's okay. Almost Humans, all right. This one could have probably been, if it wasn't for Slaves and Masters, this probably would have been my at the bottom. Seventh Heaven's all right. Washing the Sky, Fingers to the Bones, all right. Jack Ruby, I kind of like. She Was, what's her name? 69 Evil, and they do a different version of Bloodsucker. I think can't remember what album that was on. I think it was on their In Rock album. But anyway, good. You know, it's all right, but I think it could have been better. So anyway, moving right along. Okay, this next one, coming to number 19, was the last album to feature Ian Gillan and Roger Glover until they returned for in 1984. I was talking about Who Do We Think We Are, which was released in 1973. Again, decent album. You know, had the hit Woman from Tokyo. It's okay. Mary Long's good. Kind of dig that one. Super Trooper is all right. Smooth Dancer. Rat Bat Blues. Place in Line and Our Lady. Again, starts out strong, but kind of diminishes. And a lot of people say the band said that Ian Gillan wasn't doing too well when they were recording this. In fact, as soon as they got done with the tour, he was out, he was gone. And of course, they fired Roger. From I gather, Richie Blackmore wanted him gone. So, but you know, it could have been a lot better. I mean, it was kind of a letdown after he had all these great albums before it, and you know, especially the one prior to this, which I revere, is fantastic. But you know, could have been so much better. So anyway, that's number 19. Who do we think we are? I always have a hard time. I think they try to do a tongue twister there. So anyway, moving on to number 18. Okay. Coming to number 18. Album released April 7th, 2017. Talking about Infinite. Good album, though I must say probably the weaker of the most recent releases. But you can tell they were really trying their hardest to make a great album here. And I think they tried a little too hard. A lot of people think this album's great. It's decent. I think they were just trying a little too hard. Starts with Time for Bedlam, Hip Boots. They get a little vulgar on some of the words here, which not all the songs, but a few. I was like, why? Why even? You don't have to use vulgarity to make a good album. I'm sorry, but you don't. If you want to be vulgar in the backstage or in the recording booth or whatever, that's fine. But leave it off the album. These bands that seem to think they have to use vulgarity to make a good album, no. Just maybe a word here that used to emphasize something, but not in excess. And it's really not excess, but I don't know. I just thought they could have come up with some better wordage. In Hip Boots, yes, uses the S word. I don't know. I don't think they needed to do that. So anyway, Time for Bedlam, Hip Boots, good songs, though vulgarity could have been toned down. All I Got Is You, Still Right, One Night in Vegas. Not really too many standouts here. Get Me Out of Here, The Surprising, Johnny's Band's all right, On Top of the World, and Birds of Prey. And then they end it with Roadhouse Blues. Maybe they should have left that off and put an original song on there. Because it looked to me like they had some original songs they could have put on, which they added later on to the limited edition. So, but anyway, seems like all the older bands revere Roadhouse Blues. So it's all right, but I don't really need to hear that song again. So anyway, that's coming at number 18. Okay, moving on to okay. Coming at number 17, released April 26, 2013. So I'm talking about Now What? When I saw the title, I'm like, okay, now what have we got ourselves into? Good album. Of course, it came at a big period where they didn't put out anything. I think the Rapture of the Deep was the previous studio up 2005, so quite a number of years between. Again, not an outstanding album, but definitely a good album. Starts with a simple song, basically what's the word I'm looking for? About dedicated to John Lord. Songs like Uncommon Man, Above and Beyond, and a simple song. Of course, John Lord passed away prior to this being put out. Of course, he'd already left the band by this point. Though there are not too many songs that stand out. Simple song, I love that one. Where to Stand, kind of strange. Out of Hand's all right. Held to Pay is good. Body Line, kind of like that one. Above and Beyond, no, not too much. Blood on from a Stone, Uncommon Man, good. Pris Voss, if I mispronounced that, too bad. All the World, All the Time in the World, I really love that one, and Vincent Price. This album starts out strong and ends strong, though it's kind of weak in the middle to me. But still, all these albums are definitely worth a listen. There's the band at the time. Basically the same band that's still around, other than Steve happened to leave. So that's number 17. Okay, now I'm going to leave the more recent albums and go back in time. I know I'll probably get some flack for this, but this is me. You may rank these albums completely different. In fact, I would like to see your rankings down below. So anyway, this is how this is what I reach for the most and don't reach for the most. Released 1971, second album with the Mark II lineup, Fireball. A lot of people say that this is kind of a really weak album, where in rock established Ian and Roger, and basically got Deep Purple out of the rut and going. This one kind of went down in a lot of people's estimate, and I have to agree. I don't reach for this as much as I do others, though it's got some decent songs on it. Starts with Fireball's good. Goes into No, 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 which I kind of dig that one. That's good. Demon's Eyes, all right. Anyone's Daughter. A lot of people don't like that song. I really kind of dig that song. I mean, it's kind of folkish, fun little tune. I can't help but think that Ian and Roger had a fun time writing the lyrics to that, especially Ian. But I really love that song. I don't know why. I remember one night I was listening to this album in my truck on the way home, and that came on, and I'm like, yeah, this is really a cool little tune. So yeah, it goes into The Mule, The Fools, and No One Came. No One Came's good. But yeah, it could have been a lot better. But still a decent sophomore effort from Ian and Roger. So, but it is what it is. That's number 16, Fireball. Okay, on to the next. Okay, now we're going back to more current times. Went back in time, now we're back here to the present. Released August 7th, 2020. Last album of original material. Whoosh. Worcestershire. Whoosh. Worcestershire sauce. This album, I could have put higher, and it'll probably move up. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. I think this is a big improvement over the last two albums. especially over Infinite, where they're trying too hard. This one, they just went in and, to me, they just did what they thought they knew was best. Throw My Bones is great. Drop the Weapon, fantastic. We're All the Same in the Dark. Nothing at All. No Need to Shout. Step by Step. What the What? It was all right. The Long Way Round, love that one. Power of the Moon. Remission Possible. Little cool instrumental. Man Alive. And they end it with And the Address, which is a remake of the first song on their first album, Shades of Deep Purple. Kind of makes you wonder, they're ending a album with the very first song they started out with. So, hopefully it's not a sign. And then they add a bonus track, Dancing in My Sleep, which is good. All in all, decent album. I don't know if I get any. Let's see here. I like the way they did the lyrics. There's a picture of the band in here. I don't think they. Oh yeah, they're there. So, but yeah, this album I really like. It's going to grow on me more and more. So that's number 15. Whoosh. I'll probably get some flack for this one. So a lot of people revere this album. Released February 1974. First to have one to include David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes on bass and vocals. What I'm talking about. Burn! Vastly different from Gillan Glover period, Mark II. Mark III went a totally different direction. As far as the music is concerned, you got Coverdale and Hughes doing vocals. And Mark III would become, well, it's more bluesy oriented. There's a blues tint. The albums that come would be more funky and up, really blues oriented. David Coverdale, he's got that deep bluesy voice. Glenn's more, a little bit higher tone. They're pretty close to the same. Sometimes it's hard to tell who's singing. But it starts out with Burn. Don't get me wrong, it's a good song, but that song is just, I don't like it as much as I used to. Then it goes into Might Just Take Your Life. It's all right. Laid Down, Stay Down is good. Sail Away is good. You Fool No One. What's Going On Here? Mistreated. Kind of like Mistreated. A200. Kind of a strange song. This one's also got some bonus tracks on it. Corona Arias. Redig. Burn Remix. Mistreated Remix. You Fool No One Remix. And Sail Away Remix. All remixed in 2004. That's when this came out. So, good album. Kind of like A200. That's pretty good tune. But Mystery is good. Good. Oh, breakout for David and Glenn. But unfortunately for Mark III, it kind of dived down from here. As far as, well, music would still be good, but as far as the concert, it would kind of suffer, from what I understand. Especially with concerning Glenn, he was really getting into the drugs and stuff, which is sad. So, but anyway, that's number 14. Let's go on to number 13. Okay. Number 13, we're going all the way back to the beginning. Back to July 1968. I'm talking about Shades of Deep Purple. Look at that. Look at that hairdo. Those hairdos. That really didn't win them any fans. And the music they started out with was kind of on its way out, from what I understand. Of course, you had Nick Simper and Rod Evans on this one. I kind of like the Mark I. It was different. How would I put it? Kind of, to me, refreshing. Difference. I really dig some of the songs. And this is where, and the address, the instrumental from the end of Whoosh. This is where the original one starts out, the very first album. Kind of neat little tune to get things going. Goes into Hush. A lot of people say we don't need to hear that song again. I kind of like Hush. One More Rainy Day, love that one. Prelude, Happiness, I'm So Glad, good. Mandrake Root, love that one. They do a cover of Help by the Beatles. Different turn. It's more of a slow, kind of slower. From what I think John Lord wanted to try a different way. Love Help Me is good, and then they do Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? And then on this one, they got some bonus tracks, Shadows, which is a good song, Love Help Me, instrumental version of that one, Help, alternate take, Hey Joe, that's from the BBC Top Gear sessions, July 14th, 1969, and Hush Live US TV, 1968. I think they took that one off. They were on Hugh Hefner's Playboy network, whatever it was, and they did that song. So anyway, really neat little booklet here. A lot of backstory. There's the band right there. Really loved reading all this. So it tells about how Chris Curtis, his versions of the band Roundabout, which became Deep Purple. And that it basically has that story, the story behind all the first three albums, which is really neat. So anyway, I know a lot of people say, you put that above Burn? That above Fireball? Well, yeah, I am. So if you don't like it, tough. If you want to do your own ranking, go right ahead. I'd love to see it. Okay, moving on to number 12. Number 12. The 12. The 12. Okay, released July 19th, 1993. About The Battle Rages On. Last album with Blackmore. This comes on after Joe Lynn Turner was fired and Ian Gillan eventually returned to stay with the band, and he's stayed with the band ever since. Of course, then Blackmore, he basically could not get along with Ian Gillan, so he would leave after this album and to not return. You know, people always hope that he will return, but I don't see that happening. Him and his wife, Candace Knight, are having too much fun with Blackmore's Night, which is a good band. I enjoy that. But anyway, we got, like I said, Richie Blackmore, Ian Gillan, Roger Glover, John Lord, and Ian Pace. Mark II, Part B. I know Richie Blackmore complained about the production, how he claims that Ian kind of turned the sound down on the, and it is kind of a different recording. You know, what happened there, I don't know. But still, I like this album. Starts out with the title track, Battle Rages On. Lick It Up's all right. Enya, good. Talk About Love, Time to Kill. Ramshackle Man, enjoyed that one. Ian and his lyrics. A Twist in the Tail. Nasty Piece of Work. Solitaire, and One Man's Meat. The title song and title track, you know, the title of this album, you know, says it all. The battle rages on. You know, the battle raged on with between Blackmore and Gillan. No pictures in here. No, I'm not going to take it out. I hate trying to take these things out. But yeah, it's just too bad those two couldn't get along. I don't know, maybe it's like matter and antimatter. You know, Blackmore was antimatter, Ian Gillan, matter. So, anyway, that's number 12 on to number 11. Okay. Come to an album released in 1996. First album with Steve Morris from the Dixie Dregs, replacing Richie Blackmore on guitar. We're talking about Perpendicular. Perpendicular. Good album. Potential of moving up. Right now it's stuck at number 12 or number 11. Good premiere for Steve. Steve's a great guitarist, you know, and the thing is you have a fantastic guitarist like Richie Blackmore, and Blackmore is a fantastic guitarist, especially live. I mean, what stuff he would come up with is incredible. Steve, you know, he is his own genre, basically. You know, he's never going to be Richie Blackmore, and he's not trying to be Richie Blackmore. You know, these people say, "Oh, you know, Deep Purple is not Deep Purple without Richie Blackmore." Well, it is. he just does his own thing. I mean, he comes up with his own guitar licks, and everything. I watched a interview with Richie Blackmore, and he says, he respects Steve Morris to a point. I could tell he's, like, well, yeah, he replaced me, but basically you could read behind the line saying, he's saying, yeah, he replaced me, but he'll never be me. No way. So, but I think it's a good freshman effort from Steve. Starts out with Vroom, Ted the Mechanic, great opener. Losing My Strings, great. Soon Forgotten. Sometimes I Feel Like Screaming, great. Cascades, I'm Not Your Lover, dig that one. The Aviator, fantastic. Rose's Cantina, a bunch of fun songs here. A Castle Full of Rascals, Touch Away, Castle Full of Rascals, if Ian was playing on words, the band, Castle Full of the Rascals. Hey Cisco, love that one. Somebody Stole My Guitar, and then Perpendicular Waltz. Just a fun album. Kind of stuck in the middle right now, but we could move up. So, but anyway, that's number 11. Moving up to the top 10. Now this next album has really moved up. I mean, a couple of years ago it probably had been lower, but as of late I've been listening to it more and more. And it's really interesting. It's too bad that this version couldn't have lasted a little bit longer. Especially where the guitarist was concerned. Released October 10th, 1975. Come Taste the Band. A lot of people, a lot of purple heads. I kind of call people who like Deep Purple, the purple heads. I'm a purple head. Purple people eat her head, whatever. A lot of people don't dig on this. They think it's the weakest of Mark III. And it kind of is, as far as, I would say, live performances. Tommy Bolin, he had a heck of a time trying to play all the older songs that Richie played on. Of course, Richie had left after the last one. He didn't like the direction the songs were going. But this one I really am enjoying more and more. Of course, like I said, Tommy Bolin played on this. He would pass away the following year. Coming Home, great opener. Lady Luck, great. Getting Tighter. Dealer, I Need Love. Kind of weak, a little bit weak in the middle. Drifter's good. Love Child. Time Around, Ode to G. And You Keep On Moving. Good, fun little album. Like I said, it's really improving in my eyes. There's the band, David Coverdale in the middle there with the beard. I think Tommy Bolin right here. And Glenn Hughes, John Lorden, and Ian Pace. Like I said, it kind of makes you wonder if this version of the band would have stayed together if Tommy Bolin had been stayed around longer instead of leaving us. But fortunately, we'll never know. But yeah, that's too bad. He's a good guitarist. He just, like I said, had a hard time playing Richie's parts on the older songs. So anyway, let's move on to number 9. Okay, coming at number 9, released September 9th, 2003. As the first feature, Don Airey on keyboards, who had been chosen to replace John Lord by John Lord himself. So I'm talking about Bananas. Look at those bananas, man. Bananas. There's a poor guy hauling bananas on his rickshaw bicycle, whatever the hell it is. A lot of people don't like this album. I think it's a decent album, especially a good freshman effort by Don Airey. But like I said, a lot of people, just don't understand or don't think it's particularly good. Starts out with the House of Pain. I love House of Pain. I think it starts out really strong, and then the sun goes down. I love singing along with that one. Haunted, great song. Haunted, I'm haunted. Razzle Dazzle, just good, fun little song. Silver Tongue. I mean, it starts out really strong. Maybe get weak later on, but Walk On, love that one, kind of a little slow bluesy tune. Picture of Innocence, great. I got your number. I got your number. I got your number. Never a Word, Bananas, doing it tonight, and Contact Lost. Kind of weakens a little bit at the end, but still great album, especially great premiere for Don Airey. I love the way he joined the band. They were playing a concert and showed John Lord doing the keyboards, and the lights go out, and there's Don. So, but yeah, I think this is a really fun album. There's the band right there. Don in the top, middle, and the back. Steve and Roger in the front. But yeah, this is another album that could vastly move up in my estimate. So, but anyway, that's number 9, Bananas. Moving on to number 8. Okay, coming at number 8, released November 2005. Fourth album for Steve Morris, second album for Don Airey. Talk about Rapture of the Deep. This has actually got 2 different covers I can use. Got this one. So this one is a fun album. This period right here, the band's really, starting to fire on all cylinders with Steve and Don coming in. Starts with Money Talks, great, I love it. Girls Like That. Wrong Man, the title song Rapture of the Deep, great. Clearly Quite Absurd. Don't Let It Go, Back to Back, Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye, Junkyard Blues, and Before the Time Began. Just fun tunes. This is another album that could move up and be higher eventually, but right now it's we're going with number 9. Like I said, it's just a period where these guys were just having fun. They weren't trying too hard. They were just putting out albums that were great. You know, maybe not the best, but like I said, they weren't they weren't forcing things. Let's put it that way. They weren't forcing things, as as far as I'm concerned. So they were just going with the flow. So anyway, that's number 8, number 8, Rapture of the Deep. Okay. Another album that's moved up, in my estimate, released number 1974, the second album to feature the Mark III lineup, because I'm talking about Stormbringer. Of course, the last album with Richie Blackmore until Perfect Strangers. Richie did not like the direction the band was moving. I think he was seeing his role, he was thinking his role was diminishing. I disagree. I think he should have just stuck with it. But it is what it is. But this album has really grown on me. Stormbringer, great opener. All Deep Purple albums have great opening songs, as far as I'm concerned, even from the first down to the most recent. So there's no disappointment there. A lot of the albums don't stay strong at the end. So, but Love Don't Mean a Thing is great. Holy Man, Hold On is good. Lady Double Dealer, love that one. You Can't Do It Right with the One You Love, great. High Ball Shooter, Gypsy, and Soldier of Fortune. Just solid. Is it the best again? Maybe not, but they're still good, solid songs. Good, enjoyable album. Not the best, but like I said, could potentially moving up. Out of all the Mark III albums, I really enjoyed this one the most. So, anyway, that's number 7, Stormbringer. I don't think there's any pictures in this one. Let's see if I can get the booklet out. No. Nope, we don't. Maybe Richie had something to do with that. Sorry, Richie. So, anyway, moving right along. Okay, coming at number 6. Another album that's revered among Purple heads. Released June 5th, 1970. The first studio album with the Mark II lineup of Richie Blackmore, Ian Gillan, Roger Glover, John Lord, and Ian Pace. Talking about the mighty In Rock, Deep Purple In Rock. In Rock, yes. In Mount Rushmore. We got George Ian Gillan, Gillan, John Richie Blackmore Jefferson, Teddy John Lord Roosevelt, Abraham Roger Glover Lincoln, and Ian Pace. I don't know who would. Unfortunately, there's not 5 presidents on the Mount Rushmore. So anyway, like I said, a lot of people revere this as the best album out there, and I'm probably gonna get flack for that, but I don't care. This is how I see things. Um, Starts out with Speed King. Like I said, none of these albums have a weak opening song. Ian Gillan just screams his way into existence in Purple Land. Um, it's just too bad that his voice has suffered over the years. I think a lot of people say he overdid it on the screaming. He should have taken better care of his voice, and I think he would agree with a lot of that. But yeah, he just great freshman effort. Bloodsucker, fantastic. Child in Time, fantastic. Fly Little Rat, great. Into the Fire. Into the Fire! Oh yeah, love it. Living Wreck and Hard Loving Man. Of course, a lot of people are going, well, if you love this album so much, why is it number 6? Well, because I like the albums that are to come a little bit better. This one also has got some bonus tracks. It's got the original single version of Black Knight. That song was not on the original studio version of In Rock. Got Speed King piano version, Cry Free, Jam Stew, Fly the Rat, Roger Glover remix, Speed King, Roger Glover remix, and Black Knight, an unedited Roger Glover remix. And then between those songs, they got studio chat. You can hear the guys saying things in the background. So I know when there's the guys. I know when Ian and Roger joined the band, they really got on the other band members, their hairdos, saying those, you guys really got to get with it. Of course, there's John, Ian, and Richie with their weird hairdos, and Roger and Ian. Look at Roger. They are right there. But yeah, they really got on the other guys. So come on, you guys. Those hairdos went out with the 60s. Another great little booklet here. Story behind everything. Definitely worth getting. But yeah, this good album. This could move up further, in my rankings later on. But right now, like I said, what's to come is I leveled a bit better. But anyway, doesn't diminish the fact that it's a great album in rock. If you're not a Deep Purple fan, but you're curious, definitely check out all these albums. They're just fantastic from the first down to most recent. Like I said, some albums are stronger than others. What I like the least, you might love the most. You never know. It's all in the perception of the ear. So anyway, moving right along to the top 5 at 5. Okay. Released June 1969. The third and last album of the Mark I Deep Purple. Of course, self-titled album, Deep Purple, or a lot of people refer to it as Deep Purple 3. Last album with Simper and Evans. before they were tossed out and basically sacked by the rest of the band, which is kind of sad. But a lot of what was being done here on the first three albums was far cry what was popular at the time. So, but I really like this album. This album has really improved over the years with me. Excuse me. Starts out with Chasing Shadows, great. Blind, great. La Lena, Donovan cover, Fault Line instrumental's great. Painter, love that one. Why Didn't Rosemary, great song. Bird has flown, and the bird has flown to the great unknown. And then it ends with April. Great, fantastic songs, 10 seconds over 12 minutes. This one's got some bonus tracks. The Bird Has Flown, alternate A-side version, Emeretta, two different versions of Emeretta, B-side and BBC Top Gear sessions from January 14th, 1969. BBC radio session from June 24th, 1969 of Lelina, and same with the song The Painter. But all in all, good ending to the Mark I version of Deep Purple. They're right there. Kind of makes you wonder what would happen if Evans and Simpler would have stayed on. Oh, putting this in wrong. But, well, we'll never know. Of course, Rod Evans would go on to form Captain Beyond and do a couple albums with them, which are great. Check those out, Captain Beyond. Fantastic bands. Too bad they didn't last very long. So, anyway, that's number 5, Deep Purple, or Deep Purple 3. Okay. Released October 1968, just before their first U.S. tour. Album that I've really enjoyed the most out of the Mark I group. Mark Rutt version. Book of Taliesin. But it is. I do enjoy this album. Basically trying to aim for the hippie audience and with this one, so in America. But it starts out with listen, learn, read on, which I really like that. I mean, it's very interesting. Ring That Neck, instrumental. Here it was titled The Hard Road. Good tune. Not a big fan of it. Kentucky Woman, Neil Diamond cover. Then we got Exposition. Two different songs on track 4, Exposition. We can work it out. Beatles cover. Goes into the Shield, which I really like that song. That's a great, fantastic song. Dad smokes the pipe of a sweet and better life. Anthem, and then goes into River Deep, Mountain High. I can Tina Turner cover. Love that song. A lot of people don't consider the first Mark IV, or excuse me, Mark I version of Deep Purple. Deep Purple, it happened, but Deep Purple started within rock. I disagree. This has also got bonus tracks. Oh, No, 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 a studio outtake. It's All Over, BBC Top Gear session from January 14th, 1969. Hey Bop, a rebop, another Top Gear. Ring Neck Neck, BBC Top Gear again, and then Playground. Remix instrumental studio outtake. I think Playground originally had, I think it was that one, vocals, but they couldn't find them. I might be wrong. It might be one of the other songs, but anyway. I like the cover. I like covers like this, different things going on. But definitely check the first three out. Like I said, a lot of people don't like them. I really love the first three. But like I said, out of the first three, this is the strongest. So that's number 4. Number 3. Okay, number 3. Second album by Mark II, released December 1971. Talking about Machine Head. Of course, that's not the. Pull it out here. This is a remastered version. There's the original front and back cover. Also got some a lot of information in here, pictures. There's what inspired Smoke on the Water, the casino burning. That's where they were supposed to record originally, and it burnt down. The Mothers of Invention were played at concert. Well, if you listen to the song "Smoke on the Water," it tells you the story. Some stupid with a flare gun ran in and burnt the place to the ground. He ran into the rafters, which is highly flammable material up there. Burnt the place down, so they ended up right there, I believe. Yeah. Grand Hotel, yeah. So there they are. They were recorded in the hallway of the Grand Hotel. Notice in the background here, they got it blocked off with mattresses and stuff. There's Roger and Ian writing. Man. Recording. There's Roger. But yes, a lot of people think that this is not their best, but I think it is. I really enjoy this album. Of course, it's got just chock full of great music. My all-time favorite Deep Purple song, Highway Star. Especially off Made in Japan. Start the concert off with that, and it just, I love it. I never get sick and tired of hearing that song. Just hard driving rock and roll. Maybe I'm a Leo's great. Pictures of Home, fantastic, never before. Smoke on the Water. You know, I like the live version better, but I really don't need to hear that song again. It's one of those songs that's kind of wearing out its welcome a little bit, so I try not to listen to it too much because I don't want to hate the song. Lazy's great, and then Space Truckin'. Just solid hard driver rock and roll. I mean, vast improvement over Fireball. It's just too bad that it had to start falling apart after this. Now this one's got a couple of. This has got 3 discs in it, I think. Let's see here. No, it's got 2 discs. I'm sorry. Okay, it's got 1975 remixes. That includes When a Blind Man Cries, and then it's got the remastered Roger Glover remastered versions, which I think is a little bit better because you can hear some different things at the beginning and at the end of a lot of the songs. It also includes When a Blind Man Cries, also crowdophonic mix of Maybe I'm a Leo and Lazy. Of course, then they got the 40th anniversary editions, which I don't have. This one's, this is the anniversary. Is it the 40th anniversary? This is the 40th anniversary. I can't remember. No, this is the one before that. This is the 25th. Because the 40th has 4 discs. Okay. So this is 1997. So anyway, definitely check that out. So they got the anniversary, and then they got the 40th, which has got 4 discs. Mine's only got 2. A lot of people like collecting, and they'll go out and buy the 20th anniversary, the 40th anniversary, the 50th anniversary. I don't see the point. Maybe they sound a little bit better, I don't know. But who knows? So anyway, that's number 3. We're in the top 2 now. Okay. Now if you're a Purple head, you know the 2 albums that are to come. You don't know which one's going to be number 1 or number 2. I'm sure there's some people going, Davies, the other ones are so much better. Well, this is me, not you. This is me. Released 1987. It was the second recording to feature the Mark II lineup since the original breakup. I'm talking about House of Blue Light. A lot of people don't like this. I think it's great. Again, it starts out strong. Bad Attitude. Love it. Unwritten Law. Call of the Wild. Mad Dog. Black and White. Hard Loving Woman. Spanish Archer. Strange Ways. Love that song. Mitzi Dupree. Probably the weakest song on the whole album, but still. The whole album's great. Ends with Dead or Alive. I don't know, I just love this album. When I first heard it, I didn't like it. I got it the year it came out on vinyl. But now I just love this album. I mean, it's just, though you can hear, the friction between Gillan and Blackmore raising its ugly head once again. Of course, Blackmore would leave after this tour. So, but anyway, what can you do? So, and that's number 2, and of course, you know what number 1 is. Okay, number 1, released October 29th, 1984. The album that got me into Deep Purple. Perfect Strangers. I'm sorry. This is the, I knew who Deep Purple was before. I liked Smoke on the Water and, a few others. I'd heard Woman from Tokyo, Smoke on the Water, and stuff like that. I was never into them until I got this album. And even then, I was still not totally into them until later, till more recent times. But this album, just from head to toe, great comeback for Mark II. Of course, wouldn't last very long, but, starts out strong again. That's what I love about Deep Purple. Every single album's it starts out strong. Knocking on Your Back Door, love it. Under the Gun, doo, 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 doo. Nobody's Home, Mean Streak. Of course, Perfect Strangers. My second all-time favorite song. Was it for Highway Star? It would be my all-time favorite song. I can never get sick of that song. Every time I hear it, it just, gives me goosebumps. Then it goes into Gypsy's Kiss, Wasted Sunset, and Hungry Days. This has got 2 bonus tracks that I'm not a big fan of. Not Responsible and Son of Ulrich, or I guess that's not right. I'm not a big fan. I don't remember last time I listened to either one of those songs. I don't know if they were originally recorded for this album, but anyway, they could have left them off. But other than those, this whole album from start to finish is just fantastic. Definitely check them out. Of course, Ian Gillan, Richie Blackmore, John Lord, Roger Glover, Ian Pace, what everybody considers the classic lineup. The current lineup, like I said, I love. I just hope, pray Steve Morris' wife gets better for him. Steve Morris is a great guy. Not very really outspoken. He speaks with his guitar. I know he's really not comfortable at interviews. He'll let the other band members talk, but I have a hard time before crowds and stuff, and even doing this sometimes just gets to me. Like I'll do a video and I'm like, did I do this? Did I say that? I critique myself to death sometimes. I just got to the point where I said, well, if people don't like what I'm saying or think, that's their problem, not mine. So anyway, there you go. There's your rankings of Deep Purple. Do a little recap. Number 1, Perfect Strangers. Number 2, House of Blue Light. 3, Machine Head. I used to call that head machine. For the longest time, I call it head machine. Book of Taliesin, number 4. Number 5, Deep Purple 3, or just Deep Purple. Number 6, In Rock. Number 7, Stormbringer. Number 8, Rapture of the Deep. Number 9, Bananas. Number 10, Come Taste the Band. Number 11, Perpendicular. Number 12, And the Battle Rages On. Number 13, Shades of Deep Purple. Number 14, Burn. Number 15, Whoosh, Whoosh. Number 16, Fireball. It's going this way. Number 17. Now what? Number 18, Infinite. I like that cover. In fact, the majority of the covers here are fantastic. Number 19, Who Do We Think We Are? Hey, I got it for once. Number 20, Abandon. And number 21, Slaves and Masters. There you have it. Your Deep Purple. Go out and check them out. Go to YouTube Music, whatever. Listen to them. Make your own determination. Like I said, I'd love to see your own rankings. Leave your or a comment down below. Please keep your comments decent. If you're going to do a personal attack on me or just say ignorant stuff, I'll just delete it. I won't put up with that. If you want to say something intelligent, I'll respond. I try to respond as much as possible. I won't. If I don't respond, or don't say anything, don't take it personal. It's just, I probably don't have anything to add to what you said, but I'll agree, give it a like or whatever. But if you're going to do a personal attack, there's been one guy, I won't mention the name, but he seems to think he's funny. I don't. No, you're not funny, dude. You're not funny. I'll just delete your unintelligible crap. If you want to comment about the music, you want to comment about the band, I'm all ears. Or all eyes. So anyway, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It really would help my channel out. I haven't got very many subscribers, but I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can here. I love talking about music. When you work 6 days a week, and you got doing other things like trying to write a book and work and all that, it's kind of hard to stick, do stuff like this. And, this summer hasn't been really good. We started out with COVID. Then I got a damn rash. And I'm like, what? Please, God, what else is next? Please, don't bring it on. So anyway, there you have it. Have a good week. I've got the next 3 days off. I'm going to go in the hospital to have a procedure done. I'm not going to mention what it is. You guys don't need to know. Nothing life-threatening, though. Just to make sure I'm healthy. So anyway, have a good week, and we'll see you next Saturday We'll be doing, what was it? Oh, the band Earth and Fire, Andromeda Girl. Ranking the songs of that album. I think I've only heard that once, and I don't know. It's going to be completely different from anything I've heard before. But this band started out in the early 70s and lasted the early 80s. So anyway, it's going to be interesting. Definitely tune in and have a good week, good weekend, and we'll see y'all later.